Warning, banks are stopping withdrawals of your money. Now, my friend, Pete, true story, called up his local bank. It's one of the biggest banks in the UK, the top four, and asked to withdraw 20 grand. They said that you can't do that. So he put the phone down and went into the branch the next day. And he went up to the bank teller and asked to withdraw 20 grand. In the bank, they said, well, what for? And he said, none of your business, because it's my money. And she said, well, we can't do that. And then she said, if you can't tell us exactly where this money is going and what you're using it for, you can't withdraw the money. Now, this should shock you. Another story on your money is that I like to buy in the dips on Bitcoin, just little bits of change here and there. Might be 20, 30 grand a time, which, okay, that is reasonable money for some people. But I went to buy Bitcoin through the same bank, and they wouldn't let me buy any more than £1,500 into any crypto exchange a day and max 5,000 in a month. So you can't get 20 grand out of the bank unless you tell them exactly what it's for and where it's going, even though it's your money, which means they can track and trace every single transaction. And you can't put more than 5 grand a month into Bitcoin, which probably means you've missed hundreds or thousands of percents of returns, and you can't put more than 1,500 a day in. That should worry you. That should shock you. That should warn you. And take this as that warning. Now, I've posted this on Twitter and got many millions of views for these posts on my Twitter profile. And people, I think, are naive. And they say, oh, this is anti-money laundering. It's to protect your money. Well, okay, for really big amounts of money, maybe. But why is it that you can't put £1,500 more into Bitcoin, but you could put £15,000 into Betfair? How is that right? And it makes me worry that people are very naive about their money. So I'm going to give you a few little tips here. Look, I'm not going to go all conspiracy about the banks. I get that the banks are a for-profit corporation and you need to understand that. I get that they want to maximize shareholder value and you need to understand that. But what that means is they are not a public service to help you into your pension and retirement and future like you believe or like you've been sold. So spread the message and warn people that it's not just for our protection and anti-money laundering, that they're not allowing us to put in cash or take out cash or put into Bitcoin. There's clearly wider things at play here, which you should be aware of. Don't assume that the insurances that the banks have given you will pay out. I don't know if you've seen other viral posts of mine about insurance where a Toyota reversed into my Aston Martin. I went to claim on it, on her insurance. It put my premium up. And the 15 other cars I have in our fleet policy, and my business partner's cars, and my wife's cars, and all the other cars, are like literally cars within a 100-mile radius, all the premiums went up. And she reversed into me. So do you really trust insurance policies? I think you should be very aware of all this stuff. So don't keep all your money in one bank, decentralize and spread it around, and make sure you manage your own money. And this is why I've launched the brand new Millionaire Makers program. This is going to shock and scare my competitors. It's going to blow everything out of the water in terms of the coaching and training industry over the last 20 years, because no one can guarantee you can become a millionaire. No one until now. Now, the banks aren't going to make you a millionaire. Saving will make you broke, not rich, but you've been led to believe that saving makes you rich. Savings lose to inflation. Therefore, savers are losers, and you only build wealth and become a millionaire when you own assets. Now, inflation makes poor people even more poor, But inflation makes the rich even richer because inflation pushes the prices up of assets, but it pushes the value down. So all of this kind of content and more on becoming a millionaire, that 7-figure net worth, I'm going to mentor, support, and guide you on, and I'm going to guarantee it. And here's how I'm going to do it. Normally, when people do mentoring or training, you'll have 6 months with them or a year, and then you'll have to renew and pay. Mentoring with me one-to-one is 55 grand. I've got 91% discount on that for the Millionaire Maker program because it's a group program, so I can pass the saving on to you. And because I want all these millionaire case studies. But how I'm doing it radically different is there is no time limit. So you join the Millionaire Maker, well, you have to apply. I'll tell you where in a minute. But assuming you get in and you join, then if it takes you 3 years or 5 years or 7 years or 4 years to become a millionaire, that's as long as it takes. And you're going to get my mobile number, access to me directly on WhatsApp in the Millionaire Makers group. No fair use policy. You can ask me a million questions if you want to help you go from where you are to your first 7 figures to become a millionaire. If you'd like to apply, and I've had hundreds of applications already, like more than 300. It only launched on my birthday just recently. But if you'd like to apply, go to millionairemakers.club. That's millionairemakers.club. No one is going to look after your money other than you. The banks use your money and they lend and invest it out and make on it, but you don't make the return. You lose money in the banks and the banks make money on your money. You need to figure out how the banks win at the game of money and do what they do. And I'm going to teach you this on the Millionaire Makers program. So the link to apply is millionairemakers.club. It's going to be a small exclusive club of people who desire to hit 7 figures or more. We've actually got an advanced group, which is 10 million liquid. And the reason that no one's been able to guarantee you can ever become a millionaire is because it takes different people different amounts of time. And some people quit and some people don't implement. But here's how I've managed to figure out a workaround. I will mentor you for as long as it takes. By the way, not only is there a 91% discount on the fees, what you do pay to join, which I know all of you could afford or find, you only pay 1/3 of it up front and 2/3 when you become a millionaire. So this is why it's going to shock my competitors, because none of them do performance-based mentoring. Some people say, why doesn't anyone do performance-based mentoring? Well, I am now. 2/3 of my fee you only pay when you become a millionaire. Now, there's going to be competitions and prizes and races for those of you who can get there the quickest, so that if you're a competitive person or you want a bit of motivation, we'll do that. But either you quit, or one of us dies, or you become a millionaire. I think it's very innovative and disruptive program. It's the first time I've ever done this. I probably needed 20 years experience in the industry to figure out something as disruptive as this. It's called Millionaire Makers Club. If you go to the link, millionairemakers.club, no risk to apply. There's nothing to pay. You need to, well, there is if you get accepted, of course, but it's 91% discount on my mentoring fees, but there's nothing to pay to apply. Don't quit on yourself before you've even started. Go and apply on the page, millionairemakers.club, because it's impossible to become a millionaire saving money. And the banks won't let you take your own money out. The banks won't let you put money into Bitcoin. So in the Millionaire Makers Club, we're going to be talking a lot about building your 7-figure personal net worth. And we're going to be talking a lot about the right kind of assets to invest in that go up in value, and decentralizing them, and taking the power and control away from the banks over your money and you being the custodian of your own money, and the right business model to hit the million in a quicker time. How to get rid of overthinking and overwhelm and get clarity and consistency and focus. I've been doing this for 20 years. Probably made more millionaires in property and business than anyone else in the UK, or I'm right up there. And now I'm even disrupting myself with this Millionaire Makers Club. If you want to apply, don't quit on yourself before you've even started. Apply at millionairemakers.club, because the banks now limit how much money you can withdraw. And they'll do it under the guise of anti-money laundering. But really, you could say it's control. If the banks are making money on your money, lending it out, investing it, they want to keep it and they don't want to give it you back. And they're going to make it as hard as possible for you to get it back. And my friend, He was told, unless you tell us exactly what the money is for and where it's going, we're not giving you it. And you can't put more than £5,000 a month into Bitcoin. And it's the same bank, by the way, one of the big four high street banks. You'll know them. So yeah, it's wild times we're in. Inflation is really high. Taxation is really high. One of the ways that you become a millionaire, of course, is to generate millions in revenue. But the problem is in the UK right now, you can generate millions in revenue and not get much of it because of how high taxation and inflation is. So it's also about retaining it, managing it well, getting your tax bill down. And so on the Millionaire Makers Club, we're going to talk about making, managing, multiplying, retaining, getting your tax bill down, as well as getting your income streams up. Rocco has just asked, what's the agenda of this Zoom? My friend tried to get 20 grand out of the bank. They declined him. So he went into the bank. They declined him again. They said, unless you tell us exactly what that money is for and exactly where it's going, we're not giving it to you. And you can't really put cash in the bank now. They've limited that right down to a few low thousands. You can't take much cash out. And a lot of people are really naive, by the way. I've had millions of views on my LinkedIn and X posting about this. And people just say, oh, it's anti-money laundering. It's normal. It's for your safety. I mean, come on, wake up. I mean, if that's not naive, I don't know what is. And, I tried to dump 25 grand into Bitcoin, and this major high street bank said, sorry, £5,000 a month max in £1.5 grand a day maximums. So, like, come on, we all need to wake up about this. And just look, I do criticize the banks. Yeah, well, no, actually, I'm trying to hold the banks to account. So please do share this, trying to hold the banks to account. But if they're making money on our money and they're not giving us the money back, then that's too much in their favor. And that's why I teach decentralization, investing in your own assets and your own business and yourself, controlling your own money. These are all the things I teach. And you'll get direct one-to-one access to me 24/7, 365 for an unlimited amount of time until you become a millionaire on the Millionaire Makers Club. So as long as you don't quit, you'll just keep going until you get to 1 million or one of us dies first. No one has ever done anything like this in the coaching training business. It's very disruptive. I've got 67 people joined already just since my birthday. We've had over 300 applications. So you're going to have to be quick because I'll probably close this in 2 or 3 days. I'll probably max out around about 100 members. Let's see. Complete one-off. So if you want to apply with no risk to you, don't quit on yourself before you've even applied. Go to millionairemakers.club. Millionairemakers.club. You are your best asset. Invest in yourself wisely. You pay yourself the best return. Educate yourself around money. Get around a millionaire's network. Whether you're a zeroaire or nearly there, or even if you're a millionaire, we have a 10 million liquid group as well if you're already making good money. Look, I've done $250 million in sales since last 18 years, maybe more now because I stopped counting. Got 345 rental units in my portfolio of properties. We manage 1,350 tenants, got the UK's largest property and business training company. Been doing this a long time. I've also, like all of us who, move forward, I've made mistakes and I've learned the hard way. And I'm going to share all of that with you. Direct access to me on WhatsApp in the Millionaire Makers Club. So go and apply. You'll see that there's a 91% discount on my one-to-one mentoring fees. And by the way, you don't have to pay every year and renew every year like you do on that. It's just a one-off. And you'll see you only have to put about a third of it down. And the remaining 2/3 is on when you become a millionaire. There's a video on the page. You can watch it. It's just a few minutes long. Tells you it all. Go and apply. We're already rolling. There's already loads of people in the group firing it up, making shit happen, asking me a zillion questions. By the way, I get benefit from this, which is one of the reasons why it's such an accessible price. I want the millionaire case studies. I want 100 of you as millionaire case studies to blow out my competition. And I want to walk 15,000 steps a day this year. So obviously I batch my answers on WhatsApp. I do all the answers on WhatsApp, high speed. A lot of people, when they mentor, it's like, oh yeah, ask me on our Zoom in 2 months' time. That's not good enough. That's not quick enough. One of the reasons why I'm probably one of the best at this, and I say this humbly, is because of my speed. I like using WhatsApp. My competitors don't. I'm fast on it. I do voice memos real quick. You can ask me a question. Sometimes I come straight back. Sometimes it's a few minutes, an hour. Um, so, look, just imagine not having to save up all your questions for months on end. You can ask unlimited questions to me. I became a millionaire when I was just under 31, then a decamillionaire just about age 35. I'm 46 now. So I've got a load of experience that I want to impart with you. Um, so if you want to make 2025 your best ever financial year, don't leave it in the banks because they won't let you get it out. You can't put it in crypto because they won't let you. Invest in yourself and come and apply on the Millionaire Makers Club at millionairemakers.club. Let me know if you've had any experience of trying to get money out and you couldn't, trying to put money into crypto and you couldn't. And also, please make sure you share this, because even though Mark Zuckerberg said he's removing censorship on Facebook, I am still censored. So I'm hoping to get out of it soon. So if you wouldn't mind sharing this, I'd be really grateful. And remember, if you don't risk anything, you risk everything.